I'm Johnny Scoville and this is Chase the Heat. And today I'm doing a review on a guitar. This guitar was sent to me by John from GOC Guitars. And GOC stands for Guitar One Collective. And a couple of things I want to talk about for just a second before I do this review. Number one, I don't review guitars. Way more comfortable talking about a pepper or a hot sauce. I can talk about guitars all day, but doing a review, usually when you watch somebody do a review, their ability far exceeds mine. I don't have a studio, and here's the truth of it. Even with your, there's only so much you can get through a video on YouTube, even with a studio, but I don't have one, so this is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the guitar a little bit, I'm going to play it just a little bit. But you can't do a video about this. And this is the Materia GOC. It's in sapel wood. Alright, it's beautiful African wood. But you can't do a video about this guitar, the GOC, without talking about this guitar. Especially when you have one of each. Alright, this is a Strandberg Bowden standard. Okay, and if you look at the two side by side, there are immediately some similarities. The shape. Now, I'm going to talk just, again, this is, you can't do a video about this without talking about it. When I got this guitar, it made every other guitar I ever owned in the past like an ex-girlfriend. And I'm joking when I say this, but I just fought with it. Every time I touched it, it was either a guitar that wouldn't stay in tune, it was heavy, it wasn't comfortable, it wasn't balanced, it didn't sound right. But to get a guitar that had all of those things rolled up and just super comfortable to play, this changed the game for me. All right, and this is this one has a tremolo bar. Okay, it's got 24 stainless steel jumbo frets. If you look at it, it's multi-scale. Okay. All right. So now this guitar was $1,749. Okay, $1,749. And then you get the GOC. Now, before I even play it, I want to talk just for a minute about the build quality. When I got the guitar, I looked it over, and I was blown away by the build quality. All right. I messaged John and said, "Did you guys? I'm sure he knew I was going to do a review on it. I'm like, did you send me one that just happened to be perfect?" And he's like, "That's how they all roll out of there." So there's a few things about it that are unique, in spite of the fact that there's some things that make it different, or that make it the same. There's definitely some unique qualities. This is straight cut right behind. It's straight back, where the other one has a curve. This is more comfortable to play sitting down, believe it or not. So it took a guitar that was already super comfortable to play sitting down and made it better. It's got just a single knob for volume. I never touched the tone knob anyway. The guitar, the Strandberg has two. The Strandberg also has a bridge pickup and two single coils. This has two humbucker, one in the bridge, one in the neck, and a three-way switch. All right. So down, you're going to be playing with just the bridge pickup. In the middle, you're playing with both. In the upper position, you're playing with just the neck pickup. It's got 24. I'm not sure if these are jumbo. They appear to be jumbo, but 24 stainless steel frets, also multi-scale. Now the fret. Here's one very fascinating thing about, let me go back to the Strandberg to show you one of the more fascinating things about the Strandberg guitar. To me, it's one of the best things about it is the neck. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but there is a band of wood, and it starts here and moves this, as the neck goes, it moves this way across the neck. I don't know if you can see it, but as you play the guitar, that bar is where your thumb is, all right? So like with my Les Paul, I can play bar chords and my hand gets tired quickly. I can play bar chords for hours with this and my hand doesn't get as fatigued. So that's a really unique thing. It's called the Enduro neck, okay? I hope the camera's picking it up, but it's a very, very cool feature. And one thing that I really love about this, and that was one of the issues before I got the GOC, I wanted it to be a good guitar because they're kind enough to give it to me, and I wanted to make sure I could say good things about it. Some very cool things about this guitar. First of all, the build quality is just staggering. Like I said, the neck is made of micarta. Okay, so this is not a wood neck. It's made of micarta. All right, which is a paper product. I don't think anybody. I doubt. Listen, maybe there's some guitarists that is just on such a different level they would touch it and go, "This isn't wood. What is it? Is it micarta?" Maybe they would know. I'm not that guy, so to me it feels just amazing. The fingerboard itself feels. I would never know it wasn't ebony. There's no way you could. You'd fool me all day long. And I have a guitar with ebony fingerboard. But look at the neck. Now the neck. I don't know if the lighting you're going to be able to pick it up. It has a similar thing to the Strandberg, not identical, but similar. Different enough that they got away with it, but it's very, very smooth on the heel joint. I never play up that high, but when I'm noodling once in a while I will. But if you're somebody who plays a lot like that, it's very, very comfortable to play to get the upper notes. Now, you know what? It'd help if I plugged it in, right? I unplugged it. It's a little heavier than the Strandberg. The Strandberg is about 4 pounds, 5 ounces, and the lightness of it I really like. This is a little heavier. No, I'm not gonna lie. I wish it was the same weight as the Strandberg, but it's minimal. You know what I mean? I'm a bedroom player. But we'll just play for a second. This is the neck pickup. All right. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell a difference when you. One thing I like about this, I don't think they're trying to sound like a Strandberg. It doesn't really sound like a Strandberg. It's got its own sound, and it's got a great sound. But this is the neck pickup. Now I'm playing this out of a Vox. The two things I play out of is all I have. I have a Vox VT40X, and I have this, which is a Tom Schultz Rockman, Metalman, excuse me. I had this in the 80s. The Rockman was something that was very, very popular, and I actually have an original in the box. But this is the GOC Materia. Now the setting I have on the amp, it's set to play to sound like a Fender Twin Reverb. So that's what the sound is. No effects at all. Just the front pickup. That's the front pickup. Here's the middle. Here's the middle setting, which is both pickups. If you play just the bridge pickup, it's more full, more warm, way more. If you play just the bridge, this is just the bridge. Way more cutting. All right, that's. I never ever touched and I told John this. It's funny. I never touch the middle or the bridge pickup on my Strandberg. I don't even touch it. In fact, I wish it just had the bridge pickup. I never touched the middle or the bridge pickup. On this one, I play the bridge pickup a lot, or the neck pickup a lot. I meant neck on the Strandberg. I never played the neck or the middle, just the bridge. That's what I meant to say. Here's a setting that supposedly makes it sound like a Marshall. Anyway, that gives you the sound with a little bit of, I'm not sure if that's distortion or just overdrive. But a couple things I want to talk about that are interesting. I was talking about one thing that I love, and pardon my playing, it's one thing when you do a video like this, you talk a lot and you get to the part where you got to play and you hope you don't screw it up, and I did, but it is what it is. One of the things that's amazing about this guitar is, and this is the headstock, there are 6 bolts for the 6 strings, all right? And that's how they're locked in, right? You feed them through, all right? When there's a broken string, you feed it through, you pull it tight, you lock it down, cut it off, and then you just tighten it up here, all right? And it stays into the unbelievable, the tuning stability in this. Like, I've gone on trips where I've traveled with it, been away, you know, it just doesn't go out of tune. I've been away on a trip for a week, I come back, it's barely out of tune. It's just amazing. It doesn't matter how much I flail on the bar, it just doesn't go out of tune. And I was really hoping that with this, I would get the same. Now, if you look, remember on the Strandberg, there's just a single nut holding each screw, or a single screw holding each string down. This has 2 per string. So I guess they do that. In theory, it's gonna make it stay in tune better. I don't know if that's the reason, but believe it or not, it has better tuning stability than the Strandberg. And it's funny because I change the strings the same time on both of them. I play them both. Before I got this one, I play that one all the time. The strings were broken in. I get this one, the strings are broken in. When I put them both in, when they're both in tune, they're both amazing. But this one stays in tune longer, okay? Now, one of the beefs that people have with this guitar, and to a degree, I understand it completely. The way you tune it, people say, well, how do you tune it? There's no headstock, right? You tune it back here. This has the ZSR01 bridge. But those knobs right there, how you tune the guitar, okay? Now, if you look at this one, I hope the camera will pick it up. They're slotted. Sorry about the lighting, you guys, but they're slotted. And the reason they're slotted is, I watch videos. Look, here's the deal. Before I got this, it was in the mail. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube about the GOC guitar, and everybody said the same thing, that the tuning heads were a nightmare. You destroy your thumb and your forefinger tuning it. Before I even talk about that, the Strandberg is very, very smooth, very easy to tune the guitar. And once you have it for a while, it just becomes second nature. I already had a guitar in the past that was a locking tremolo where you tuned from the bass. So it was very easy and very natural and very easy to get used to. Now with this, it was funny. I was telling John, I was telling somebody I never break a string. And about 3 days into having this, 2 days into it, I broke a string, a high E string. So I needed to change the strings. And I played D'Addario, NY, or New York, 1046s are the strings I play. And so I had to replace the strings on it. Changing the strings on this, believe it or not, even though there's 2 nuts to lock down for each string, it was as easy, if not easier, than it was on the Strandberg. It took no time. And you know, it's funny. So I hear people complain about the changing the strings. Come on, if you compare it to restringing and you know, it's such an easy thing to change the strings. I don't know why people are complaining. And now about the tuning on the Strandberg, when you first put a string in, there's a lot less tension, so it's a whole lot easier to turn the barrel to get it in tune. Once it gets in tune, it takes more muscle. I don't know if I just have stronger hands, but it isn't that difficult. It really isn't. And once you get it in tune, any adjustment is so minor. They put a slot in there to use for a guitar pick. I saw some people that I thought were overdoing it, like it destroys your thumb. Didn't destroy mine. So, and I've been playing with it. It's funny. If you saw in the thumbnail, I have them hanging like that. It's an easy place to put them. This one's hanging lower for a reason, because it's easier for me to grab. It's the one that I play the most. It's an absolutely beautiful guitar. Now, you can't talk about these 2 guitars without talking about the price of them. All right, and I'm not being paid by them. I'm wearing the cool shirt. Thank you, John. And I'm definitely playing this guitar. It's my main guitar now. Which another great thing is you can put this in it fits in the exact same bag, the gig bag that I have for the Strandberg, which I can just zip it up and throw it in the overhead compartment so I can travel with this. In season 2, this is going to be the guitar I travel with. Let me just say that. But as far as, and I'll change tunings too. I'll play a bunch of different tunings, like standard D or drop D, which requires a bunch of adjustments. It's still not that bad. But if it is hard on your fingers, the slots are there and it's an easy thing to adjust to. For a guitar that sounds great, feels amazing, once you get into it, it stays that way, it isn't that big a deal. So I didn't find it to be too much of a problem. Overall, it's just a magnificent guitar. Now, the price of this is around $900 for this guitar, okay? The price for this one was $1,750. Now, is it worth that money to have tuners that are a little bit easier to turn? I don't know. I think, to be honest, I think if you ever played a GOC, let's say you were looking to get a headless, you were looking at Strandberg, you like them. If you ever touch one of these and then play a Strandberg, you'll buy this. You'll buy this, unless you need the name so badly, but GOC is a name. So I think, I don't know. Here's the funny thing. I was in the process right now. I'm getting ready to reward myself for the show coming out on the 22nd. I'm getting ready to kind of spoil myself and buy myself a guitar. And I was looking at getting a 7-string. And I love this shape so much. And I love Strandberg is a great guitar kind. I'm not knocking them. I was going to buy a 7-string Strandberg, just like the one I have now. This one's a 6. I was just going to get a 7-string. There's no way I'm going to drop $1,800, $2,000 on a Strandberg 7-string. So the 7-string that I get will be a GOC, and when I get it, I will review it for you. But it's just a wonderful guitar. It's built incredibly well. It sounds amazing. It looks cool. It feels great. It's got a great tone, a great sound, and the price is right. I mean, if you want to compare it, I mean, listen, there's nothing. You need to know this is an important thing. Oh, by the way, a couple things I want to tell you. For the guitar nerds, because there's a lot of people that some are watching this just because it's the channel and you're one of us, but some people are watching because they're guitar nerds. Obviously, you got the 3-way switch, just a volume. That's the only knob. The pickups in it are Paragon Alnico calibrated. All right, and again, ZSR01 is the bridge. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you. It's already, if you're somebody who likes active pickups, these are not active pickups, but if you're somebody who likes, and active pickups are pickups that require a battery. If you're somebody who likes active pickups, it's already routed and set for active pickups. So if you decide you want to, when you replace your pickups, you can get active and you don't need to worry about drilling it and getting it ready for those pickups. So that's kind of a cool thing if you're somebody who likes to mod your guitar out. The neck is micarta. The neck shape, Strandberg calls it their Enduro neck, and GOC calls theirs AO neck. Okay. The fret neck thickness at the first fret is 20 millimeters, and it's 21 at the 12th fret. Richlight is the fretboard. The radius, a bunch of people ask, it's flat as a board, 16-inch radius, which I really, really like. And that'll do it. But it's an absolutely fantastic guitar. I love it. And when I tell you that it's been since I got it, when I tell you that it's been my daily, my go-to guitar, it really has been. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, this is the Materia by GOC. Thank you, John. Thank you guys for watching. If you're thinking about getting a headless, unless you just absolutely have to have the name Strandberg, you'd be crazy not to spend your money on this instead. Just being honest with you. Even if you're touring, you tour. Even if you're in the studio a lot, it's an amazing guitar. All right. Anyway, in the description box, you're going to see a link for GOC. Thank you, John. You're awesome. It's an amazing guitar. The next time I'll be playing this on the channel as I'm gonna start playing more music on the channel. I haven't in a long time, but I'm going to. And that's the one you'll be seeing. And when I get the 7-string, I'll show it off, I promise you. But in the description box, you'll see the GOC. Right there is the pepper for the bus. Right there is the lifeboat. Right there are all the challenges I've done. Right there is all the stuff for new pepperheads. Who loves you? I do. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.